Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us on our webinar today. I'm Tony and I'm the Head of Training at Wide Marketing. We'll start off this session with a little bit more information about Wide Marketing in case you haven't dealt with us before. Now, we're a full service email marketing agency specialising in marketing automation. Our clients range from small businesses to large PLCs and everything in between. We offer managed services through an agency style setup for clients who want to outsource their email marketing strategies, as well as offering support and training to clients who prefer to create email templates and campaigns before sending them themselves. Whether you're looking for a bespoke template, do-it-yourself email sends, or a full campaign strategy and implementation, we can support you to success. And my own experience spans over 20 years, during which time I've been involved with digital marketing projects ranging from small, highly targeted, postcode-specific campaigns to full national and multinational integrated marketing strategies. I've worked across a number of B2B and B2C sectors and love sharing what I've learned through that time. So that's what you need to know about us. We'll now move on to the webinar. Now, we always have a broad spectrum of attendees at our webinars, and the purpose of this one is to guide you through lead nurturing, from the benefits to strategy implementation and reporting as well. The webinar should run for about 30 minutes, and you can contact me directly after the webinar finishes if you have any questions or if you want to have more of an in-depth conversation. Please feel free to ask any questions that you might have at any time. You can use the control panel on the right hand side of the screen. Now, today, buyers have the power to engage with your brand across multiple channels well before your marketing or sales teams have the chance to intercept them. As you can see on screen, 50% of leads are qualified but not yet ready to buy according to Gleanster research, and 79% of marketing leads never convert into sales. The lack of lead nurturing is the common cause of this poor performance according to MarketingSherpa. So lead nurturing is a crucial part of a successful marketing strategy. It allows a brand to build and strengthen relationships with new and old contacts. Whether you're looking to simply find out more or learn how to implement lead nurturing within your current marketing strategy, we'll provide you with all the guidance you need through this webinar. Now, as I've just mentioned, the purpose of this webinar is to provide a deeper insight into lead nurturing, from simply the words to the benefits and also how you can implement it too. Now, here are the main areas of lead nurturing that we'll cover as we continue through. What is lead nurturing? Why lead nurturing should be a marketing priority. Developing a lead nurture marketing strategy. Lifecycle lead nurturing. Multi-channel lead nurturing. Lead nurturing with segmentation and with automation. How to create nurturing content. Lead scoring and return on investment, and some best practices. We've got quite a bit to cover, so let's get started. As I mentioned before, please feel free to ask any questions that you might have using the control panel on the right hand side of your screen. I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. So what is lead nurturing? Lead nurturing is the process of cultivating leads that are not yet ready to buy. Good lead nurturing anticipates the needs of the buyer based on who they are and where they are in the buying process. Your prospects need to be nurtured, and you need to give them relevant content to keep them engaged. Nurturing is the safety net for every step of the buying process that ensures that prospects don't slip through and that you don't lose revenue. If it's done well, nurturing can build brand loyalty before a prospect's ready to buy. It'll also accelerate active opportunities by giving prospective buyers the information that they need to make purchasing decisions. And lead nurturing is most effective when triggered by prospects' activity or behaviour. Using real-time software allows you to track leads and automate your content delivery. So why should lead nurturing be a priority in the marketing strategy? Well, according to research company Serious Decisions, who conducted a study, they found that 80% of prospects that don't buy today will go on to purchase from you or a competitor within the next 24 months. And you want your company to be at the forefront of their mind. Lead nurturing primarily focuses on converting contacts that already exist in your database, not generating new ones. Prospects become leads, and leads become sales. This then means that in order for you to effectively nurture your prospect into a customer, you'll need to continue talking, sharing content, guiding the journey, and engaging them as they move closer to becoming a hot prospect. Lead nurturing allows you to manage the movement of your contacts, assisting the needs and bringing them closer to what they want and what you want for your business, allowing you to educate and inform your prospects while building a strong and loyal relationship. This alone will push any contacts closer to the bottom of the funnel and will increase the quality of leads that have been generated for sales. To ensure your lead nurturing program is a success, you need to first outline your objectives and address which channels you're going to be using to connect with your target audience. You need to work together with your sales team to build a fluid and cohesive strategy that works to guide your contacts through the marketing funnel, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen there. So let's discuss 5 top tips to follow when you're developing your strategy. The first is understand your buyer. Prospects go through a number of stages before they buy, and you need to understand those stages and what content is best for each one. So here you need to interview your customers through online surveys, for example, and find out what annoys them, what the purchase process is, what turns them on and off when they're online shopping. The second point is to find out what motivates your buyers. So look through any campaigns that you've previously sent and analyse how customers reacted to it. See how many leads moved through the sales process and the content that was delivered. Next, you need to create the ideal user experience. So start with your end goal in mind and create a blueprint for the process leading up to it. Try to anticipate any roadblocks that your customer might encounter and make revisions where necessary. Consider personalising the experience based on the information that you already have about that customer. The next is define your nurture program. So determine the campaign goal, the communication channels, and over the rhythm of the campaign based on previous interactions. Think through all the possible scenarios. Point 5 is automate your communications. So consider setting up an automated welcome program or campaign. Say hello to new prospects as they enter information into your database and try to find out more about them. According to Gartner research again, companies that automate lead management see a 10% or greater increase in revenue in 6 to 9 months, so all the more reason why these need to be developed. So the lifecycle marketing funnel. This explores the theory of leading a prospect throughout each step of the customer journey while monitoring the movements and using data to analyse behavioural patterns. This allows you to then set up actions to encourage progression through the funnel and to nurture the needs at each stage of the customer journey. So here's a typical sales funnel, which takes the contacts through from the very first awareness of a business to being a customer and well beyond. And according to MarketingSherpa, 57% of B2B organisations identify that converting leads into paying customers is a top funnel priority. So looking through each stage of the funnel in a little bit more detail, so working from the top on the right hand side of the screen there. Awareness. So at this first stage you simply try to create awareness that you exist in a potential customer's mindset. This should introduce your brand and what your company is about. You should inform the recipient how you can actually help them. Then we look at consideration. So once you have the contact's attention, you need to think about a new message type that creates and drives consideration. Unlike awareness-related emails, consideration messages contain educational elements that actively move the reader toward taking an action to buy or to try your service. In the middle there we can see conversion. So conversion or sales emails provide the most common form of marketing messages that a person receives. These messages are your standard buy it now and sign up today type messages. But you should be aware that these messages can be the worst performers in terms of return on investment. Retention is the next stage. So after the initial sale's been made, many marketers get lazy and stop contacting the clients and customers. Instead, you need to keep the conversation flowing using an email series that keeps them engaged. You can even use this type of message to survey clients and candidates and prospects that have potentially used your service. Advocacy is the next stage. Similar to retention messages, loyalty or advocacy emails are sent only after a transaction has been taken place and the purchase has been made. The difference is that the messages drive the client to use the service they've just purchased, and the messages encourage the reader to share the resulting feedback with colleagues, business associates, potentially friends and family as well. So as you can see on screen, 98% of users don't convert on their first visit to a website. These stats came from Google themselves. So developing a lifecycle strategy allows you to respond to the behavioural patterns of each of your contacts and to set up triggers based on their movements and interactions with your brand. You want to ensure that when you're building a lead nurture strategy, it supports a two-way conversation style to ensure that your contacts will continue to interact and engage with you. Lead nurturing covers all areas of brand to contact communications, from platforms such as social media, email, blogs and offline events. The emails you send should be smartly scheduled to ensure that the recipients aren't getting too many emails, and the ones which are received are relevant and tailored to their personal preferences. The benefits of creating a customer lifecycle strategy allows you to strengthen and nurture your relationship through the entire customer's journey. From the awareness stage through to onboarding, the right lead nurture program will engage prospects and customers through sending relevant content through a multitude of different channels. Aligning your sales and marketing teams will allow you to define at what point a lead might become a hot prospect, ensuring that you can tailor the contact's experience as they move closer to conversion. So here are just a few ways that will enable you to define leads between sales and marketing. Lead scoring is the first way to define those leads. So using forms, you're able to define the value of each contact to your business. These might surround lead quality, engagement, contact cycle position, or even average spend or sends. You can customize the forms to calculate a contact's value based on any field captured, or even those which haven't been captured. Sharing with both teams how your business defines a lead will allow there to be no confusion and provides an aligned strategy for both sides and for everyone involved. The next seems like common sense, but it's regular meetings. So regular meetings with sales and marketing allows both teams to have a clear picture of what is classed as a hot lead or even a good lead. Sales will also be able to shed some light on tips and tricks that will help to fluidly move a contact closer to being ready to purchase. It might be that through highlighting the concerns or questions that many prospects have pre-purchase, that it allows marketing to answer those questions before they get asked in the future. So that leads us to multi-channel lead nurturing. The modern day buyer is channel savvy. They've often explored an online channel before making the way to your website, even if it's maybe more than one. Your online customers are the ones controlling the relationship between them and your brand. More than ever, they're now deciding what they want to expect from you. As a marketer, you need to ensure that you're aligning your marketing strategy throughout all of the multi-channels that they're working on coherently. Through advanced lead nurturing tools such as real-time personalization, real-time insights, lead scoring as we've mentioned, behavioral tracking and a lot more, these can be used to listen and react to your audience in a matter of minutes. These tools allow you to pay close attention to the movements and behaviours of each contact and manage and personalise the experience and conversation which are conducted between you and the customer across that variety of channels. So for example, if a prospect goes from email to social media, then travels to your website and then back to social media, you can track this and maybe put an offer on social to draw them back or provide more trust factors to instill confidence in your products or business. This then allows you to reaffirm the interest of your contacts while ensuring that you stay in their mind positively. If you're not listening and learning from the actions that are being taken, you're failing to provide an integrated experience to your audience. To create a relevant experience for your audience, you need a clear view of the actions that are being taken across all your channels. This will allow you to then provide engaging conversations with your subscribers as they move through the channels that you're utilising to share your brand's voice and content. Using personalization tools, you can customize a person's online experience through relevant information based on their previous or current actions and movements. That allows you to nurture the contact throughout their online journey and also enables you to gather further customer data, which will enable you to further develop the customer journey based on individual preferences, demographics and geographics. Through gathering information on your contacts, you're then able to create segments that ensure that the data is appropriately used to enhance the relevance of conversations that you're having between your brand and the consumers. You can then customize text, banners, surveys, forms, call to actions, and dynamic content, allowing you to create seamless, engaging, and personalized campaigns. Using the data that you've captured, you may use account-based marketing or ABM. This is when you focus on a group of accounts based on similar attributes. Personalization will assist you in tailoring the content which you send. You may choose to segment the contacts based on value to your business, sectors and industries, or even the level of seniority. Account-based marketing allows you to provide a personal experience to those that are important to your particular business. Persona-based marketing allows you to answer queries and questions that your audience have before they even have a chance to ask them. Understanding your prospects and customers' needs, wants and expectations ensures that you're providing them with the perfect experience. You're able to target large groups of people based on the knowledge of what they're looking for and how it can benefit their lives. Once you understand the motivation and challenges behind your audience, you can then create personalized campaigns which nurture the content using target-driven content that can be automated and personalized to enhance the experience of those contacts. This allows them to feel as though your brand knows and understands them before they even purchase, and that generates loyalty and brand advocates through trust and personal relevancy. Retargeting display ads and banners can take up a large majority of your marketing budget, but you need to be aware of how to create a coherent and consistent customer experience through all of the channels that they display on. You should focus on where the contact is within the customer lifecycle and buying process, how the contacts interacted with the brand before. Different buyer personas and specific industry organisations will ensure that a fluid experience is upheld even after the contact has left your web page. Aligning your marketing and social platforms and marketing activities, is crucial to effectively nurturing your contacts. Social is often seen as an afterthought to marketing, or a way to generate a PR buzz, but it needs to be treated with equal importance to any other key marketing ingredient. You should monitor your social activities through the day to ensure you don't miss any interactions. Respond to your posts in a timely manner. Share content that's engaging. Retweet valued content. Mention those who tweet you. It's very important to build an online community with your customers and clients and prospects, through remembering that it's also about giving, not just taking. You might also choose to use targeting with paid social ads, where you highly target the ads to specific audiences, to specific businesses, industries, niches, behaviours, demographics and geographics, and a lot more options too. You can also upload contact lists and data from your CRM system to target specific individuals and groups too. Use the various options that you've chosen to use, aligning and entwining them together. For example, invite people to your social through email and on your website. Then from social, send people to your website, and from your website, send people to your emails. This will ensure that your audience is receiving the great content that you're producing, and they can become familiar with your brand's voice and messages. So lead nurturing with segmentation. So segmentation is a vital aspect to running a successful lead nurturing program. The more you segment, the more relevant your lead nurture programs will be. If you're not relevant, your audience simply won't pay attention. Segmentation is a key asset of lead nurturing. And as an organisation, you want to build a relationship through the customer lifecycle journey, not just at the time of purchase. So you need to remember, the next time you start brainstorming ways to optimise your lead nurture activities, take a step back and ensure you're leveraging the power of segmentation to allow the content which is being received to be personalised and tailored. Organisations who have identified the importance of engaging with customers and prospects with the right content at the right time are reaping the benefits of segmentation and delivering value in each interaction that a contact receives from the brand. Just a few of the benefits of segmenting through your lead nurturing process include that your customers receive an individual and personal experience. As you probably already know, your customers are not all the same, and they don't appreciate a batch and blast, one size fits all type of approach. You need to aim to nurture a personal customer journey, lead them forward rather than chasing them. Each of your prospects and customers have different needs, they have different wants and expectations, and they all react differently to each piece of marketing that you send. So it's important to ensure you create segments that will allow you to learn and develop. The next is it allows you to lead your contacts through different areas of the journey. Whether you work within a large or a small company, if you have a good quality data set, you're able to use that information. Managing and monitoring where each of your contacts are in the journey will influence what content you send them and at what time you do so as well. The next is to improve your reputation and relevancy. When you send a targeted campaign using segmentation, you then provide a personal experience to the recipient. This automatically creates triggers in the mind and makes them more receptive to your campaign and content. You can gain focus and value leads and reports. Targeted emails marketing results in more opens and clicks, so more people are reading your content and looking at your products. As the interest for your content grows, so will your engagement levels and your conversion rates. So moving on to the automation side of things. The benefits of automation long surpass time saving and efficiency. Marketing automation allows you to build relationships through conversations and support. Marketing automation is a key ingredient to lead nurturing. It allows you to communicate with your contacts at times that are crucial to the customer's journey, whether it's after a sign-up, after a purchase, when a product is left in a cart, or when a contact isn't engaged. Automation allows you to spark engagement and lead activity. Send timely follow-ups, personalized campaigns and targeted content. Automation provides you with the means to create an organic lifecycle marketing strategy that ensures your contacts are engaged and active with your brand from sign-up to retention. You've the ability to efficiently grow and generate stronger, high-quality leads. Marketing automation can increase return on investment by reducing the costs of manual sends through automated triggers, increasing sales and revenue, reducing lead time, encouraging conversation and company visibility, freeing up employee time. The relevancy means a one-to-one experience that we're all looking for to increase the personalization and hopefully interactions and engagements. So how do you create nurturing content? Your customer journey should create engagement, curiosity, relevancy, and build trustworthy relationships that guides them down the marketing and sales funnel towards conversion. Each journey should be different, personal and reactive to the actions that each individual takes. So you need to determine what your lead is getting from each stage. How does it bring your contact further down the funnel? How does it further their engagement and bring them closer to the needs in your product? You first need to create a flow which emotionally involves them and builds trust over time. When you've determined your storyboard, you should devise how you'll split this up into a series and analyse at which stage a prospect's going to be warm enough for sales to become involved. Always bear in mind that you want the contact to feel like you understand them. You can do this by speaking in a conversational manner, calling and relating to the customer's problems and providing solutions. To nurture your lead, you must be human. Incorporate real-life references. Don't speak like a computer or a sales rep. Add some humour if possible. Include customer stories and trustworthy factors that provide clarity and confidence. This may sound counterproductive, but trust me, it's the best way to attract, engage, and retain your customers. Create a nurture cycle that tells a story that adds value to your business and to the interest of your audience. By focusing on helping and supporting your contacts, you're able to nurture each conversation and action that's taken. In turn, this increases engagement, value, and willingness to commit, convert, and communicate with your brand. Ensuring your story is consistent across each channel used by your brand is crucial for the success of your nurturing cycle too, whether it's your emails, website, social channels, advertising, blog posts, or paid adverts. For example, if you're promoting a discount via email, this should be advertised through your channels solidifying and attracting your contacts, and maintaining your customer journey cycle. Optimize your lead nurturing cycle through getting personal, providing value, addressing problems, sharing a solution. Each of these tools will allow you to break down the personal barriers of a new cold contact. Lead nurturing can involve lots of content creation, but if you're working in a small team, there are ways to get around this. Through optimizing the usage of your resources by evolving and dissecting your content. For example, you might make a white paper or guide that can be bullet pointed to become a blog, or shortened to be a webinar, or remove only the facts and turn it into an infographic. This allows you to not only enhance the return on investment for one piece of content, but also save time and increase audience engagement with it too. The nurture cycle should aim to teach your prospects and customers something new at each stage, providing both relevant and thought-provoking content while accelerating the journey. So what types of content can you use? Well, first of all, email subject lines. The first piece of content that's created stands as the most valuable and important to any lead nurturing cycle, as is the first thing to be seen by your recipient and the core element that determines whether your email is going to be opened, clicked, deleted, or even marked as junk or spam. Subject lines should be engaging, curious, thought-provoking, but still honest. The next is original content. Fresh, new, and in-house created content. With this content, you can do whatever you please, whether it be writing about the latest trends or outsource writers, or collaborate with thought leaders to create new and innovative content that fires your audience incentives to opt in and join the journey. The next is client or customer community content, or as it's also known, user-generated content. Involve the creative brands that you work with to inspire new contacts to subscribe or purchase. By providing real-life examples and proven examples, you're able to instill confidence and assure them of success. You might also want to conduct polls or surveys to involve your audience in your brand and reinforce that their opinions do matter. The next is promotions. So these emails should stimulate your contacts, leading them toward a clear call to action. So it could be a sign-up, purchase, claim a discount, or a book now. These emails are critical to your lead nurturing cycle, as they'll support the decisions of your contacts and guide them to finding the product, skills, knowledge, solution, or entertainment that they're actually looking for. The next are alerts and triggers. So they may follow a certain event, certain actions or behaviours conducted by your contact, or even you as a brand. So for example, abandoned cart emails, browser abandonment emails, subscription confirmations, webinar registrations, or even system updates or booking confirmations. This allows you to maintain and develop a relationship based on relevant action-oriented content and targeted calls to action. The last is curated content. So this can be effective if your resources are limited, or if you're portraying industry-leading news and innovative trends or technologies. Your brand always needs to be seen as a thought-leading business, which in turn makes you appear relevant and knowledgeable to your audience. This tactic works most effectively on social media platforms, and if you use it in emails, if you're using online facts and stats in particular. So we briefly touched upon lead scoring a little earlier on, but I'm going to now explain it in a little bit more detail. So first of all, a statistic from social media today. 96% of people visiting your site aren't ready to purchase. So that again backs up the Google stat that said 98% of first visits don't buy. Lead scoring is a key element to effective lead nurturing, and it allows you to determine the position of each of your prospects and customers as they move through their customer journey. From this knowledge, you can analyse and evaluate which content they should be receiving, and based on their actions and movements, you might implement different call to actions. Lead scoring allows you to segment your contacts based on how hot or how cold they might be. Cold being at the beginning of the journey, hot being almost ready to purchase. We've noticed that many companies that are using lead scoring often see a much higher increase in ROI, and the sales teams are able to spend less time on cold calling and more time on providing solutions based on customer insights and converting high-value leads. So as we previously mentioned, sales and marketing should be working together to determine how they're going to assign a lead score. looking at what elements and actions make up a hot prospect. The values may be based on business targets, engagement, activities, customer journey position, or brand priorities. Lead scoring should be an in-house tool shared by both marketing and sales to create a consistent and cohesive strategy that's working towards the same objectives. Through implementing lead scoring into your strategy, you'll allow your marketing and sales teams to establish the readiness of any contact and evaluate the cycle or strategy's effectiveness and timeline. You can then customize and tailor the journey of each contact and nurture them accordingly using the segmentation that we mentioned earlier. On setting up lead scoring, you should implement push notifications at certain levels of engagement, value, and scoring, or even when they've taken an action, such as downloading a piece of content or registering for a webinar. This will then alert the sales team so they're able to act quickly and contact a prospect at the perfect time and lead them through the final stages of the marketing or sales funnel. Lead nurturing and lead scoring allows you to collect as much data as possible to customize and tailor the marketing and sales path for your customers, whilst also providing a clear overview to all departments on the movements of each of the contacts. If you're lacking data and like to get more out of it for your return on investment, you should look at ways in which you can capture more data through the process. Through implementing these tools, you'll also have the ability to access the success of your marketing strategy, evaluating the actions of your contacts and analysing which areas need to be improved to increase return on investment and drive healthier conversion rates. So here are a few lead nurturing best practices. First of all, start simply. Focus on a specific segment of your list with a call to action. See how this performs and adjust it accordingly. Then you can add paths based on buyer persona, sales stage, and personalization. Keep your emails generic at first, for example. Helpful information about your products or any additional material. As the contacts then spend more time on your site, and based on their actions, you can see how you can personalize future communications. Look for opportunities to automate. So identify a trigger and react. This could be a welcome email, shopping cart abandonment, or contract renewal, for example. An automated sequence will save you a lot of time and a lot of effort. Provide a personal experience. It's that word personal that keeps popping up, especially when it comes to lead nurturing. Using personalization, segmentation, and data analytics, you're able to customize your contact's journey and provide a tailored experience which leads them with relevant and engaging content. Nurture by stage. So again, using automation to move prospects along the buying stage. Using a CRM system allows you to see what stage the prospect is at. Manage exclusions. So you don't want to be sending automated emails to people who have unsubscribed. Make sure they're removed from your lists. Measure effectiveness. So monitor your campaign by comparing your goals to your current position. It's easy to assess open and click-through rates at first and make changes if you aren't hitting your targets. Like anything else, by understanding the purpose of your program, you'll understand what you need to track. And the final point is lifecycle nurturing. So when your prospects are now customers, you can enter them into a customer nurturing program to build loyalty to your brand and to have them coming back time and time again and to become retention and advocates of your particular business. So that's the end of the webinar. I hope you found it helpful and that you can see how lead nurturing is a very effective tool for increasing engagement and generating high quality leads. You should now be full of ideas or questions on how to get started. So our contact details are on screen. At Wired Marketing, we're very open to any questions that you might have. Please feel free to contact us if you want to see how Wired Marketing can help you achieve email marketing success. If you have any questions about today's webinar, or if you just want to have a chat about what you're doing with your campaigns at the moment. So thank you for joining me today. Finally, Wired Marketing and I would like to thank you for attending the webinar, and we wish you every success with your email marketing and marketing in the future.